is consistency, especially this Monday when going up against an offense that's been pretty consistent over these last few weeks?
I mean, consistency is always important. That's one thing we try to pride ourselves on. I think we got some good momentum coming from last game, and our game plan's strong. I feel really good about it, and I know everybody else does too. But it's just taking one play at a time and worrying about the things we can control. And we know if we do our fundamentals the right way, we're going to be a tough team to beat.
We've heard that, not to say you don't believe it, but we've heard that before. We're taking this momentum from the last game. And what's happened is you've been stuck in this one win, one loss, one win, one loss pattern. What gives you the confidence that this time the momentum coming from New Orleans is going to stick?
We never look back at patterns from earlier in the season. You just can't let another team beat you twice. So, yeah, there's nothing in our head where we're thinking, oh, there's a pattern where we're up and down, up and down. We just got to take it one game at a time, and each game has a life of its own. And we know this one's going to be a little special Monday Night Football in Buffalo, divisional opponent. It's going to be a lot of good energy there. It's going to be fun.
I know it's one game at a time. How aware of you, though, are you and maybe the team of how jumbled and close the standings are, not only in the division, but across the entire AFC, and maybe the magnitude of a win or a loss in regards to your hopes of making the playoffs?
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of teams that are pretty close in the standings right now. But again, like I said earlier, it's about us. We're in control of our own destiny. We just, got to go out there and play our style of football. And it's going to start this week. And we know that December is a month where football really matters. And this is kind of going to be a month where teams start to separate themselves. So we're looking to do that. Oh, yeah, it's good. I don't even notice it out there anymore playing. They've done a great job in the training room, getting me right. Strength staff too. But yeah, thankfully it's all good. Haven't really thought about it since, I guess, that first game coming back at the Jets.
New England historically has defensive ends and outside linebackers who are really physical, setting the edge. What do you see on film of them, when blocking on the edge, which sometimes you have to do?
It'll be a fun challenge for us. Judon's been having a great year. We've gone up against Van Noy a lot, whether it was him with the Patriots or him with Miami. So, we know these guys, and we know they're extremely talented. They got some great guys up front, great outside linebackers. So these are the kind of games where you really look forward to, because it kind of shows you where you're at, and it gives you a chance to compete with the best. So it's something I'm personally really looking forward to.
So I don't know, I might have missed this question, but they're calling for maybe 30, 35 mile an hour winds. What do you think of Josh's ability to throw, and given his arm, and where's the degree of difficulty go up for you in catching the ball in those?
Well, when you can throw like he can cut through the wind no matter how strong he's going. But also the forecast has changed, 3 times in the last 3 days, how Orchard Park is. So, by game time, there might be 0 mile per hour wind. So obviously you got to account for all that stuff. If for some reason it's a tornado out there on the field, we'll have to run the ball a little bit better. But we have confidence in Josh, all the confidence in the world. He'll be able to get the job done no matter if it's 30 mile per hour or 0.
Dawson, the benefit of a Thursday game, especially when you win, is you've got an extended amount of time before your next one, and even more so with it being Monday night. It just feels like a long time since you guys have played. Do you feel like physically that this has been a pretty good break, especially at this point in the season?
Yeah, for sure. We kind of try to take it as like a mini bye week, get a couple of extra off days, get your legs back up under you, especially this late in the season, because our bye week was early. So it's always great to have a day or two extra to prepare too, whether it's just mental reps or watching film. So I think it's gonna play in our advantage a little bit.
Someone who grew up in Nashville, played their college ball down south. In your short time here in Buffalo, have you, quote unquote, got used to playing in colder, wintry weather? Is there anything to that?
I think, I think playing in it for sure. I still haven't gotten used to living in it, where it's like every day now, it's either going to be cold, windy, rainy, snowy. but yeah, I actually kind of like playing in the cold. It's one thing playing down in the 100-degree humidity where you're, cramping up at halftime. I'd rather play in the 30-degree weather where you're, getting warm, feeling good. It's almost refreshing at that point how, the cold can kind of amp you up a little bit too. But I mean, the amount of stuff we got on the sidelines, like the heated benches, those big jackets, the big like jet engine heat blowers, they do a great job of keeping us warm.
What does it mean to get accustomed to playing in the cold? Like, what does that mean to you? Like, how?
Just not thinking about it. If it's in the front of your mind, it's going to affect the way you play. But when you get accustomed to it, you're not even thinking about it twice. You're just going out there playing like it's any other game. But yeah, I don't think it affects any of our guys.
Sleepless pregame?
Yeah, I think part of it's just a mentality too. Like, this doesn't bother me. Why would I need a big jacket? So it's just a lot of it's mental too. Sweet. Thanks, Dawson. Thank you. A huge football guy. Yeah.